Right then guys, I'm doing a double CEX haul today. I'm not entirely sure how many games it's going to be, but I'm travelling to two CEXs because they're like 15 minutes apart and both of them have got a couple of games that I need. So, let's go. I've also done a click and collect like 2 days ago that I still haven't had the confirmation email for, and that's bothering me because it was like a £150 order and I'm not entirely sure what's going on with it. But yeah, hopefully that does arrive soon because I really don't like waiting for deliveries. I'm one of them that if I know I've got a delivery coming, that entire day is ruined until the delivery comes. I'm one of them that's got to sit there and wait and just do that and just you know and hope for the best. So for anybody wondering where I'm going to Little Newcastle or Newcastle under Lyme. I always call it Little Newcastle because it's not the real one, is it? And Stoke because I'm pretty sure that those two CXs are pretty close by. Although from what I gather and experiences thus far, people don't seem to like Little Newcastle CX. It seems to be a bit of a problem. I was told that they ain't got a good reputation from the CXs that I've been to and the people that I've spoken to that do this sort of thing. I think it's kind of interesting. But let's get a move on. It should be like a half an hour drive. I need to get changed and let's head out. Also, my analytics tell me that apparently 50% of the people that see these videos are not subscribed. And Ruby over here, as you can tell, she's eager to make that happen. She wants you to subscribe so that we can get to 10,000 subscribers. Don't you, Ruby? There you, Ruby. I might have a 10,000 subscriber special planned. You never know. I'm about to set off. I brought with me my protein Jimmy's iced coffee because I had like a box of 12 of these sent to me months ago, and I'm getting through them very slowly. Apparently, according to the sat nav, it's about a 35-minute drive to the first one. I need to take this hoodie right off because it's way too hot. Even though it says it's only 13 degrees out there, I ain't driving in this. I also need to figure out how to turn the sound off of my camera because when I press record it pings, and obviously if I'm trying to record stealthily I need it to not ping when I'm in the middle of like CEX and such. So we'll figure that out. Next update will be when we're there. See you there. Okay, just arrived at Newcastle. I've successfully turned the sound off, so I wasn't even sure if I was recording then. I was waiting for a beep because that's usually when it's my cue to start speaking. But I swear there's some weird speed limits around here, you know. We'll be driving past somebody's house and it'd be like, yeah, 40 mile an hour. I'm like, what? Meanwhile, near me, some of the roads feel like dual carriageways with how massive they are. There'll be no houses in sight. There'll just be grass. And it'll be like, yeah, 30. And if you dare go 31, there'll be a little policeman hidden in a bush doing not a lot. But yeah, apparently this car park's only got an hour and a half stay. I was considering walking from here to the other CEX because it's a 9-minute drive. And a 9-minute drive would probably be like, what, a 15, 20-minute walk, maybe, depending on if it's like the same sort of linear route. So like realistically, I don't need to drive to both, but if it's only an hour and a half parking, then I should probably drive. I could just go park at the Asda that I parked at for Stoke. Anyway, let's begin. I haven't actually click and collected anything, so I'm just hoping that things will be here in the CX that I want. Yeah, let's go. You know, they call this Newcastle under Lyme, but they should really be calling it Newcastle upon Big Bloody Hill, because the amount of hills you've got to walk up. But anyway, we're here. So Little Newcastle's always got a weird bunch of stuff. A lot of reprinted covers in here as well, which does bother me a little bit. But, you know, I just have to be a little bit more careful about what I pick up. They did have a couple of the games that I was here for. But look how many Red Deads they've got, by the way. The 360 sections are always interesting to me because the Saw games are plaguing me right now. Every time I see them, I'm like, do I get it? Don't I get it? I don't know. Maybe at some point. Right, back in the car, got the first few games. Shout out to the dude that recognised me that works at this Aldi that I'm parked at. And yeah, let's sort the sat-nav out and head to the other one, which is the better one. Stoke is the better CX by a mile. Right, off we go. Right then, just arrived at the big Tesco in Hanley, Stoke, whatever. I've only been to this CEX once, but I think I remember the way. The one in Newcastle I've been to like 5 times now, so I know where it is. This one, I've only been to once, and honestly, the first time I go places, I often don't pay much attention to the directions that the sat-nav sends me. I just follow it, and I think that's a flaw in my generation and younger, who we all live through sat-navs rather than having to actually learn where we're going. But I'm going to try and get there without a sat-nav because it could be fun. I've got like an hour till it shuts, so what's the worst that could happen? I'll see you there. This seems interesting. The game grid, VR gaming, VR racing, VR escape, and VR treadmill. How do you escape in VR? It seems counterproductive. You know, it can't be just me that wonders when I'm walking around at like times like this on a weekday, how there's so many people around. Like, I know that I've got a weird job and that lets me do this, but normal people with normal jobs. Town centre is considerably deader than last time. Well, successfully found it without the sat-nav. You know, it's interesting to me. Every CEX has got a different layout when in terms of like stock, and I do wonder, surely all of the stock is not just from trade-ins, right? There's got to be like a distribution system the way, like, I don't know, CX Corporate sends stuff out, because I don't know. Maybe it is just all stuff that gets traded in, like, into that exact store. I really want a PS1. I was tempted. Okay, back in the car, got everything. Well, kind of got everything. One of the things that I came for was a decently rare PlayStation 2 game, and it wasn't on the shelf, and I was like, oh, here we go. They couldn't find it. So what I've done is the click and collect trick, where I do a click and collect to that store. When they can't find it, they reject it, and then it arranges delivery and it gets sent out and voids the delivery fee, because that's just what happens when you click and collect and you turn up and they don't have the thing. So I've done that, which means I'll probably get it, we're on Thursday? No, we're on Wednesday. I bet that'll come on Monday now, which is annoying because I hate deliveries. I think I said, like, earlier on in this video has taken place over the course of hours, but I think I said at the start of this video that I can't stand waiting around for deliveries. But at least it's only one game, they'll just put it through the door, but that's fine. What else? Got to drive home now. The weather took a turn. It's a lot colder here than it was in the other place, that's for sure. It's now nearly 6 o'clock, or it's just gone past 6 o'clock. So, off we go. Home time. I'm starving. And I've got to go gym. And then we've got to do the haul. Stay tuned. Right then, I'm home. Let's go through what we got, shall we? And what I didn't also manage to get. Again, shout out to CEX Stoke, because every time I've been, which is twice, I mean, twice now, something's been in stock and they've not been able to find it. But they try. And it's trying that matters. Because a lot of these CEXs, especially Little Newcastle, they wouldn't try. They'd be like, if it's not in stock, then shove it. But let's go through what we got. So we're starting off this haul with Kingdom Hearts 3, so I now have all 3 of those. There is also like 2.8 or whatever, but at that point I think it's getting ridiculous and I just can't be arsed. They had that in one of the CXs and I was tempted because I don't know how rare that is, but I don't know. Anyway, after that, we've got Resident Evil Revelations HD, which actually quite a few, except for this last game at the bottom, quite a few of these games are decently rare, so I went out today for 3 Resident Evils and I got 2. So I got Resident Evil Revelations HD. I did have to actually double check because the first one I picked up, the case was wrecked. And I was like, nope. But luckily they had 2. And then after that we got Resident Evil Revelations 2, which is apparently not HD. I think that this is technically a remake or remaster of like a PS3 or a 360 game. And this was a native PS4 game. So that's both Resident Evil Revelations games. I've never played any of them. I've never really played any of the Resident Evils outside of the mainline games, not including Zero and Code Veronica, because I have played those, because I kind of do count those as mainlines. Then, after that, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, which Xenoverse, and actually most of the Dragon Ball games, are harder to find than you otherwise would have expected. Like, despite them being Dragon Ball, and you would have assumed literally one of the more common franchises on the planet, almost all of the Dragon Ball games are weirdly hard to find. Battle of Z, Ultimate Tenkaichi, Fighter Z. They're just kind of weird and not easy to find. But luckily, we've got Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2. This is apparently a deluxe edition, but because it's CEX and there'll be no DLC, it won't have it. Then, after that, Watch Dogs Legion, because that will complete my Watch Dogs trilogy, because the other day I got Watch Dogs 1 and 2. And then finally you can see a 360 game, which is Mercenaries 2 World in Flames, because I got Mercenaries 1 a couple of weeks back and now we've got 2. I think 1 is supposed to be a much better game than 2, but hey, whatever. And then as for the game that I didn't manage to get, if I just hang on. So I didn't manage to get Resident Evil Outbreak, but luckily the CEX hack, where CEX is supposed to be £3 per item per delivery. So I often don't get things delivered because it's just expensive. I only get things delivered when it's an expensive game. Like I did a click and collect, I did a delivery order the other day that hasn't actually even dispatched yet, even though it's been like 3 working days or something like that. And 2 games there cost like 130 quid or something. So it's like, I expect those I don't mind paying for delivery for, but if it's games that are like under 20 quid, I don't really want to get them delivered. I'd rather go and get them, even if it means driving away, because I get to make videos out of it. I prefer going to places, because I get to make content from going to places versus just being here and me going, look what I've got. It makes for better content, and gets me out of the house, which other than going to the gym, I don't really do. So I did the click and collect trick there, so that hopefully that'll get delivered and I not have to pay for delivery. If they somehow find it, I'll just be like, well, I'm not going. But then there's 2 other games that should be getting delivered, hopefully, I would imagine by Monday. And yeah, I have no idea how long this video ended up being, hopefully long enough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe like Ruby told you at the beginning, and see you in the next one.